Hi, this is John from Racing Moto, and this is a question a lot of you are going to ask. Do I put my Stark Varg order on hold, which is going to take a long time to come, or do I grab an Ultra B? Now, I have a day one Stark Varg order, so they're going to be an amazing bike, but they're two different things. And what I want to do is compare the two bikes. Now, the main thing is that a Stark Varg is designed for motocross, but many of us, especially if you're a little bit older, you like the single track, you like the trail riding, you like to go out with the mates. So do you need a Stark Varg for that? Or is this bike going to be okay? So let's talk about the differences. Firstly, let's talk price. So Stark Varg, 13 to 14,000 US dollars. This one, six and a half. I'm not exactly sure on your US dollar amounts. I know in Australia this is going to be 10,000. Let's talk weight. Stark Varg, 110 kilo. Ultra B, 85. So that's 25 extra kilos with a Stark Varg that you have to manhandle in the single trails. Let's talk torque. The Stark Varg has monster torque, 938 Newton meters, unheard of. This one has 440 Newton meters. Now, I've had this in a National Hard Enduro title, and I can tell you 440 Newton meters can launch you up anything. So if you want to use your 938, okay, you're going to the moon. So what about power? Stark Varg has 60 or 80 horsepower. This has a lot less. It's around 16 horsepower, but it's the torque that gets you moving. And I don't think that you need that much power. And I notice a lot of people are winding back the Stark Varg. Especially if you're in the single trail, you can't use that much power. There's no way. So this 16 horsepower, which seems measly, is actually very, very capable. And I've had it up against gas bikes, and it's quicker than most of your KTMs, your Betas, your Shirkas off the line. It's pretty good. So what about battery capacity? So battery capacity, the Stark Varg has 6 kilowatt hours. This one has 4 kilowatt hours. So what does that actually mean? Well, that equates to your range. That's how much fuel you've got on board. So the Stark Varg, let's put this in perspective. If you used half the power of the Stark Varg, let's say 30 kilowatts, and you've got a 6 kilowatt hour battery, that means you could run that for 12 minutes at that power level. And that's not realistic. You're not just going to hold half throttle all the time. It's stopping starting. So the thing is, the more power you have, the quicker you're going to drain your battery. And if you've got too much power, you're only going to spin and drain that battery a lot quicker. So it's about power management, and having less power that you get to the ground is more efficient than having a lot of monster power that you're just spinning and losing that. So overall, I have found in my experience, in the harder conditions, I use about 50 watts per kilometre. You can do your math on your miles for that. So I would get 80 kilometres trail riding on this bike. In hard conditions, you get a lot less. Stark Varg is going to be the same. So range, this has a swappable battery. So Stark Varg doesn't have that. You can pull this battery out, swap another one. So that's a big advantage. So at half the price, is this half the bike? No, it's not. So let's talk about seat height. Seat height, Stark Varg 947 mil. This one's 910. So that puts it in a really good manageable height for your off-road conditions, especially if you're in tricky conditions. Ground clearance, Stark Varg 375 mil. That's decent. This one 318, so not quite enough. Most of your bikes have around 340 for your off-road bikes, 340, 350. I found I hit the belly a little bit, but it's not too bad. So what are my thoughts overall? If you are a pro motocrosser, if you're young and you just like to launch, okay, Stark Varg you're not going to beat. It's perfect for motocross, that's what it's designed for. But is it perfect for single trail and off-road trail riding? I personally think this is a better bike, and at half the price, it's probably going to be just as quick in the single trail because you've got 25 kilos lighter, lower seat height, slightly shorter wheelbase, more agile. You're never going to put the Stark Varg power down on a single trail. So this bike, I think, is a winner. They're both winners. The fact that they're quiet means you can ride more places, and that's really what we want to achieve. We're getting pushed out further and further. These bikes will give us more trails and more tracks that we can ride on and have fun. Electric bikes are just as fun as gas bikes. You know, if you get the chance, ride one. They're both brilliant. If you've got the money, get both. Get a Stark Varg for the motocross track, get one of these for the trails and for riding with mates. They're both winners. So if you have any questions, you want to know anything about these two bikes, let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.